Good morning, welcome back to a brand new video. It's pretty windy here today and also a little bit gloomy. It's been raining on and off quite a lot, quite heavy downpours, but we are in April right now, and just like we have in the UK, we have April showers, but this is not going to stop me from getting on with a project. So I'm on the island right now because I need to come and pick up the submergible pump because that is what I'm going to be using. And you can see we've been doing lots of work. So this whole section right here, you won't be able to see any weeds, snags, or anything in the water. It just looks really clean, the bank. We still need to do this side, so that tree there needs to go. There's trees all the way along here that need to go, but we're making incredibly good progress. And I don't know if you can see, but the level is rising and it's about 3/4 up the way of the pipe. So once it gets higher, it will start to flow over the big one. But what we're going to do is once it's risen all the way above this smaller pipe, we're going to release it, and that should create a huge amount of suction. Let's see. And the sun has just come out. It looks gorgeous in the sunshine. Right, so this is what I've come for, this submergible pipe right here. I'm going to put this in our swimming pool and drain the whole swimming pool of water and clean it all out, refill it, and leave a comment right now to what you think I'm going to do with the old swimming pool. And the first person to comment the correct answer in the comments on this YouTube video wins absolutely nothing. Okay, so this is the swimming pool in question. There's lots of frogs in here, no fish. But what I'm going to do is use this as a nursery. So I may as well use it while it's here. It's going to be removed in the next year or so, but what I was thinking, it'd be a great idea to clean this out, and I can put all of the fish in there so they're safe away from the otter. I'm going to put a net right across the top so nothing can climb in there. Basically just turn this into like a little nursery pond. I think it's going to be a good idea, and I could also run tests in a really controlled environment before I put the fish in the lake. Obviously the otter's in there at the moment, so we're working on trying to get the otters removed. And then once the otters are removed, we can put up a fence, and then we can put the fish in. But if I put the fish in here for now, I could even put some Azolla in here, in this controlled little pool, and then we can clearly see what the fish are actually eating and whether they will eat the Azolla before we put them in the lake. So we can do some really good testing. You can see over here, it's got some weeds and some stuff growing up. I think they're bulrushes. So everything needs to be cleaned out and we start fresh. The thing I'm hoping is that this wire is long enough to reach. I think it's about 10 meters, so it should reach, hopefully. I can fire it up. It's going to take a long time, especially through this little 13mm hose pipe. It's going to take a long time. We can just leave it all day. I seem to have an audience. Baby, Furrnando, Bella, and also the goats are all here. I've just put this front runner plastic crate upside down over the electricity. I've got the hose pipe running into the drain, and all this is just a small submergible pump. So like I said, it's going to take quite a while. And how these work is you drop it in, it will sit on the bottom of the pond. It's got some feet, or you can basically float it wherever you want the level to be. And this is a float valve or switch, so this will float up to the surface when this drops down to the bottom and turn the power on to the pump. I think it's going to take ages, but it doesn't matter. We can pop it in and see what happens. You just want to get it away from all that gunk. Good timing, as it's just started raining, but I needed two hands there. But you can see the pump is just sitting on the bottom of the pond in an area where there's no pondweed or anything like that that can get clogged in it. This can take particles up to a certain amount. But let's go and see if it's actually pumping water into the drain. The babies just ran off. The wind's picked up. Furrnando's hiding under a tree with no leaves. That's not going to keep you dry, mate. Baby's got the right idea. She ran under the car, but you can see the pipe goes all the way down here and in to the drain. And it's pumping quite nicely, to be fair. That is perfect. Come back and hopefully it will have emptied the pond and we can get in there in our wellies and clean it out.
Are you tired of staring at a blank screen wondering where to start with your website? Well, Squarespace have made it easier than ever to create your very own online presence. With Squarespace Blueprint AI, their guided design system takes the guesswork out of building your website. Using the prompts, you choose what you'd like and go from there. And with their fluid engine, customization is at your fingertips. Drag, drop and create on the go with ease. You don't need to worry about understanding code or messing around with heavy technical features, as Squarespace is designed with the user in mind. If you have a shop on your site, then with the flexible payment options, checkout has never been easier. You can accept credit cards, PayPal and even offer buy now or pay later with Afterpay and Klarna. Terms like SEO can be off-putting, but simply put, they optimize your site and help it stand out in search results. With their integrated SEO tools, you can get discovered by more people faster. So if you haven't already, then definitely click the link in our description or head to squarespace.com/indieproject or use our code indieprojects for a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.
It gets harder and harder to paddle through this stuff.
It's thick.
Extremely difficult today. Oh, what was that?
What did you hit?
Some weird floating, like, insect. Okay, so it's update time on the lake. This is the situation. We've tried netting and we know where we failed and we know how to improve. We've tried this method of pushing the Azolla over the overflow, but we just haven't had enough flow. So like before, but we let it rise a lot higher. So now the water level is actually higher than the pipe because I put this 45-degree extension on. So what that means is when we pull that off, we're gonna get the most amount of suction that we've ever had. And we're excited to see how much we can clear out. And then if we can clear out a lot, that means basically we can let it rise back up and get as many family and friends over for a day or so and just clear the whole thing. The aim of the game today is not to clear the whole thing. And I want to address something. So over there is the concrete pipe. And it's literally a few mil from going over the concrete pipe. And I don't know if you can understand this concept.
Maybe you should show how it looks.
We had so many people saying to us, if it goes out the concrete pipe, it'll be much quicker and easier. But you can see the concrete pipe there, it's just a few mil from overflowing the concrete pipe, but it's going to be the same amount of flow unless you block up the concrete pipe, and we can't do that because if we do that, it puts too much pressure on the bank. Obviously the bank's quite high here, but if you look over there, you can't let that go any higher. That'd be extremely dangerous. So we have this pipe, and all we need to do
pull it off
is release it and see what happens. And hopefully I don't get sucked down the pipe.
Pass me the camera.
I need to get over there first. Oh.
So Theo's taken his mic off just in case, because you never know what's going to happen when you're in a boat pulling a 45-degree angle off a very stubborn pipe. Oh no, he's still got his mic on, he's just turned it off.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't know how easy it's going to be to get off.
I don't think it's going to be easy to pull it off.
I could pull the whole thing off.
No, I think leave it as long as you can. It has the better suction the longer it is. Just use both hands and wriggle it from side to side. because we had to put it on with the actual seal to seal it up, otherwise a lot leaked through. And when it's got the seal on, it obviously doesn't want to come off because it's very, very snug fit. So
I didn't put it on all the way, but still.
Try 2 hands around the entrance and like wiggle it. It's literally there, babe.
Here we go.
Give it a big yank. Okay. Right, that is sucking. I can already hear it. Oh.
Right, we won't have long.
Look at the shooting. It's shooting out. Absolute shooting. Right, so now we need to just feed it through.
Yeah, we won't have super long, so we want to get rid of as much as we can. And we can do a test.
Okay.
But look at that
Look
suction.
at the, I don't even know. Just wait a second, just leave that.
If it had the extension on,
Let's see
it would be
how
better.
it'll suck. That is sucking real good. The Azolla's just being sucked right out.
On the other side of the mountain ridge, he took her for a ride on the Willow Creek Bridge. Said she could have any dream. He was quick talking with a silver tongue, tangled up in the lies he spun. She was swallowed up by greed. There's a place I know we could go, where the night never comes. So close your eyes and say goodbye. We'll find a better place if we run. Run, baby, run, run, run. 'Cause there's gold in the hills, gold in the hills. Darling, if you run away with me. Yeah, there's gold in the hills.
So Bella's down there, the goats are over there, and Bee is absolutely freezing. Look how red her skin is.
Just got out and I'm so numb. I've just got out and I'm really numb. I don't know why I went so.
You look numb.
I'm like, my hands aren't working. I was in such a flow.
You smashed it.
I was like, I didn't want to stop. And then about 10 minutes ago, I was like, I think I'm actually really cold because I've been in it solidly.
Go and warm up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
You need to warm up
I'm gonna have a
fast.
bath. I'm actually freezing.
Like your skin is going to sting so much. I'm super proud of us. Like, it was proper hard work today, really hard work. But having that pipe completely full and having all of that suction helped immensely. And it looks like it's just about to start to rain. So perfect. We've done about 3.5, 4 hours, and you can actually see the difference. Look at the difference. That is a big area that we've managed to work on today. Probably, like I said, 3.5, 4 hours, hard graft. But look at that, we got floating islands over here, and they're slowly being pushed by the wind towards the overflow pipe, which is down here. And there's still a really good amount of suction, which is absolutely shocking considering that's been going for 4 hours. It just shows how big this lake is, because we raised it probably 20 centimeters, and that's how long it's taken. It's still over half full. I'm just hoping these islands get pushed over here and sucked out the pipe, because remember before the other side was getting all blocked up. Well, this morning I actually removed the bit of rebar that was blocking it all up, and the flow is so strong. I can see from here it's not blocking up like it was, so that is a massive bonus. It's blowing my mind that this is 4 hours later and the flow is still this intense. It's just crazy. And look at this, going all the way down, and it was getting blocked around here before, and now there's no blockage whatsoever, because it's basically like a raging rapid. If I put my foot in there, whoa, that is powerful. So all of this stuff is just sitting on the side of the bank of the riverbed, and then it will dry out, and then we can try and use it for like animal feed, compost, but it needs to dry out first. It is really useful stuff. Obviously people farm it, that's their whole business. We just don't want it. If we can utilize it, but get it out of the lake at the same time, then everyone's a winner. But I'm feeling so much more confident now after today. Today was just a test. We knew that we wouldn't be able to get rid of it all, but now we know that system works. I'm feeling so much better about getting 10 friends over for maybe a whole weekend and getting in there and just clearing it all out. Obviously we need the right weather for that, because we need to obviously lift the water on the pipe again, but the system's working so nicely. But I've also seen a different system on YouTube from this company who their whole company is basically removing Azolla from lakes, and I found their videos and they're absolutely amazing. They're so efficient. The way they do things have just given me so many ideas, and I actually put some clips on screen now, but they use like a conveyor belt system that goes into the water, and then they shovel all the Azolla onto the conveyor belt. And I've actually seen one of these conveyor belts in a scrapyard about an hour and a bit away from where we live. So I'm thinking maybe we go to the scrapyard, see what price we can get, and maybe we can get a conveyor belt and we can do this method and the conveyor belt method, and I feel like we can clear this stuff. Look at that, the bird was running across the top of the Azolla. I know birds are light, but that's just crazy. It just shows how thick it is. It's just walking over and eating any insects off the top. I'm just on the bridge here, and it's interesting how green it is down here. It's like super healthy. Over the other side is all red and stressed. The bird is absolutely loving life, just running across the Azolla, picking up any insects from the top. Obviously the frogs as well, they walk across the top of it. It's just crazy to watch. Right, so I just thought I'd give you a view from the other side so you can see what it looks like from this side. I've moored the boat down there, and there's definitely a few things that we need to get that are going to help us get this clear. So one of them things is a boat with an engine. We need a more stable boat, just a small boat. I've seen one that's about 3 meters long, but it looks a lot more stable than a canoe. And it means that then we can do proper maintenance on the lake. And I think maybe I get a cheap, like Chinese knockoff petrol outboard motor for it, because there's lots of snags that need cleaning. And there's no doubt in here I'm going to end up floating through a snag or driving through a snag and maybe damaging the motor. So it's a tough one. Like, obviously I don't want to get a really rubbish one that's just not going to do the job, but I need something where if it breaks, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, that's my feelings. We need like a proper floating net setup. We need people. We need the motorboat. And I'm tempted, if I can get a decent price on this conveyor belt system, I think that would be amazing as well. And we do a bit of this, a bit of the conveyor belt, netting as well, and then around the edges that we can't get to, I think we're going to have to use some sort of natural chemical of some sort. I don't know what it's called, like a herbicide, something that's not going to be bad for the fish or the wildlife, but can get rid of this and stop it regrowing. Good morning, it's a new day. A bee is still in bed. She's not great actually. Yesterday wasn't good for her at all. She really overdid it in the water. She spent 4 hours in the water, and what that did to her was basically cause a near hypothermia. So she was in a warm bath and she just spent the whole evening warming up, couldn't sleep all night. So Now she is sleeping. Check this out behind me. It's so nice to see bits of water. But hopefully Bee's gonna be better because she's having a lie-in, and then we can see how she is, and maybe she can give me a hand with some things later on, or just rest the whole day. We'll see how she feels. But I got a lot done this morning actually. It's just so addictive. I wasn't gonna do any today, but I just thought, I woke up and I was like, oh, I need to do some. So you can see here, the wind is in our favor and it's just skimming itself out. Just as I said that, it's got caught. But you can see the wind, now there's gaps. It's pushing all of the Azolla towards the flow of the pipe, and it will go in a second. It just needs to move around a little bit. You can see there, it's about to go any second, and then that creates room for a little bit more and a bit more. And I'm just letting it do its own thing. I've been pushing it out all morning and I can't do any more. I've got other stuff that needs to be done, but look at that. We've still got a really good flow going on and it's working wonders. See you later, Azolla. It's time to let the chickens out. They'll be happy. Going free range all day with Bella protecting them. Come on in. So this is my next job. The pump has done a brilliant job at taking the water right down, and I stopped the pump so there's a bit of water in there, so I can use a net and try and skim all of the stuff. I think it'll be easier if it's floating in a bit of water. We've got loads of stuff there. I don't know what that is. I think it's what's it called? Not duckweed. There's obviously plenty of duckweed in here, but that is, I can't remember. But a big weed that needs removing. It must have seeded from the lake to here. But yeah, I'm gonna get in and get this mucky job done. I'm gonna take the pump out so there's no electricity in the water. That's always good. And now I need to find a way in. I think I can just step up here, climb in. It's quite deep, the other side. There we go, in the sludge fest. Probably do with a bigger net, but this will probably be quite heavy stuff, so let's see how this goes. It's just leaves and duckweed. Oh wow, yeah, bigger net, but that is so heavy. Whew. Figure out where to put it. This will be brilliant for Bee's garden. She'll love this stuff. So I'll put it in a pile. I'm just going to put it in a pile just off camera there. So as a lot of you guys already know, I'm autistic, and the lake is slowly becoming a special interest of mine, and that's dangerous for an autistic person because I've started to dedicate every waking moment on trying to sort out that lake and make it the best lake possible. It's not a bad thing, it just consumes a lot of energy and time, but I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out. Like, I'm so invested in making it the best lake possible, pond, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be incredible. So now I guess I just do that about 1 million times. This stuff is so heavy. It's got full-on root system. This is why the water's good. It really helps move stuff around. this stuff's gross. Absolute disgusting. All just rotting down. I just remembered the name. They're bulrushes. So the bulrushes have got a crazy root system going on, and they must have self-seeded from the lake. Oh, horrible stuff. I can't believe how heavy this stuff is. I think I'd prefer to use like a spade or a pitchfork. The problem is, this is a liner, and I don't want to damage the liner if I can help it. Otherwise it's not going to be functional. And it is holding a good amount of water at the moment. I should have saved this job until Bee was better. Could do with some help. I promise you, as the sweat drips into my eyes, that I didn't break the net on purpose. I'm scared to even rub my eyes because I got so much muck all over me, but I decided to put the pump back in. I'm going to take it a lot lower. There's probably a bit too much water in. I've got to rub my eyes. Ah, sweating them. There's probably still too much water, so I'm letting some more water out, and I need to buy a more sturdy net that can deal with like the weight of this, because it just snapped the net in half. So the pump is working hard. It can probably only manage to go down another centimetre or so. I'm just going to leave it for half an hour and see how it gets on, and then come up with another solution on how to get rid of all of this years of debris, because there's a lot of it. And then what I'll do is I'll clean all the sides, give it a nice spring clean. Before you know it, I'll be filling up with fresh water, and we can start stocking some fish in here and growing them for the lake. Talking about stocking fish, I desperately need grass carp in that lake. Everyone's mentioned it, I already knew, but I cannot find them here in Portugal. If you know where I can buy, or a person who can sell me some grass carp, please let me know in the comments, send me an email, do whatever you gotta do to get in contact with me, because that would be a game changer. Look who is back. And I have a big surprise for Bee. I've told her that there's something in the lake, but I haven't told her what it is. And I think she's gonna be shocked. I could not believe it. Like,
I can't see anything.
Actually shocking. If we come round all the way, we can see. Hopefully it's still here, because it might not be.
What is it, the otter?
No, there it is. Bee hasn't spotted it yet, but I can see it.
Oh my God!
How cool is that?
It's Tartaruga Point 2. Oh my gosh, I'm actually shocked.
Tell them the story of Tartaruga.
So if you have been following us for a while, you might know about Tartaruga. She was a red-eared slider that we found on our property after the floods. It was actually the day of the floods. Hello. Oh no, it's damaged. Oh no, it's damaged. And she'd had her shell crushed open, her stomach was hanging out. We took her to a vet, she had a prosthetic special thing put on, and she lived with us for 4 months while she was recovering, but unfortunately we didn't know how old she was and she passed away. And we really wanted her to live here with us.
Always wanted her in the lake.
And she's actually buried on the island. She never made it back here. And that's actually just completely shocked me. Like, that's so lovely to see. It's not this, it doesn't look like a red-eared slider. It looks like it might be a native one.
No, I've looked it up.
Oh?
And that is native, as from what I can tell.
What is it?
That is like a native turtle, Iberian peninsula turtle maybe.
Oh.
Like to this area,
well,
Africa.
That's exciting, because Tartaruga was a red-eared slider, which they sell a lot of as pets here. And when you buy them as a pet, they're like this big, they're tiny. But they get this big, and it's impossible. I've never been able to find anywhere that had the right housing for her. So a lot of people tend to just let them free, which is where I found Tartaruga. Oh, this is so exciting. Like, I wonder how many there are. There could be more than one.
I've only seen one, but we'll see.
This has filled me with absolute joy.
It just shows, like, you know, what a wildlife wonderland this place is going to be.
You can see the little marks it's made where it's gone through the Azolla.
Yeah.
This is clearly its spot.
It's got like, down there you can see like little trails where it's been like cruising along.
This has made my day.
It needs a little log to hang out on.
It does. Baby! Fernando, why did you do that? Hello. Fernando is like declared himself king of the pack, which is quite funny. And actually Bella respects him, which is even funnier because Fernando's an absolute nutter. Did you tell them about him jumping into the pond lake yesterday?
For the second time, I didn't say anything.
Like, he willingly jumped off the boat. It wasn't an accident. He didn't
like
fall.
dived.
He dove, and I think we got it on camera. So, how are you doing?
So right now, I'm going to take Bee on a date to a beautiful place called the Scrapyard. So we have just arrived at the Scrapyard, and this is what we're dealing with. So just here, this is a conveyor belt, and I want to get a price on it and see how much they want for it, because if it's really cheap it might be worthwhile. It's got like a rubber belt, looks like it would do the trick, but I'm not entirely sure. It's obviously very loud here, and it looks like I'm not sure whether the motor works or the motor doesn't work, so that might be a bit tricky. Probably 3-phase, I think. Maybe, unless this is some sort of controller to use it on normal power. But could do the trick. Yeah, I reckon that's probably 5 meters. It's pretty nice. The only problem I see with it is we're not going to be able to move. We're not going to be able to move this around at all, and it's built out of the most strong metal. So it's not going to be easy. I can see how we could adapt it, but it's got no wheels. It's not going to be easy to move. I think it's probably a no-go for this one, and we'll have to look online and try and find a better option, because I have seen some and they're like almost on wheels, and you can like tow them around, move them around, because I'm not just going to use this for Azolla. After we're finished with the Azolla, I will then use it for wood. So I'll split the wood, put it on the conveyor belt, and it can send it into the woodshed. So I'm not sure. That was a good trip. It's always nice to visit the Scrapyard. There's so many like interesting things there, and there's so many possibilities of things that you could build, but unfortunately they want too much money for that. We're not willing to pay what they want for it. So I've got a few like on the Portuguese version of eBay, because we don't have eBay in Portugal, we don't have Amazon in Portugal either, but we do have a Portuguese site that's good for buying second-hand stuff. So I'm going to look on there. I've got a few starred, and maybe I can go and look at some non-local, which is really annoying. They're all a few hours away, so, well, at least a few hours away. But I think we're going to find what we want, and if we can get a conveyor belt, I think that will change the game.
Okay, so Theo has gone fishing today, and I thought I'd surprise him and get this finished. He's done most of the work. In fact, there's like 1% left to do, and that's getting most of the dredgy bits of water out. So I'm going to go in there. I've got a mop and bucket. I'm going to jump in. He's got pretty much all of the debris out. It's just this awkward watery stuff, and then I'll probably do a few runs through to get it as clean as possible, and then we can fill it. So I'm excited. I don't know how I'm gonna get in. There's a breeze block here, so I might have to like jump over, or maybe I'll climb up that. I don't know, maybe I should find a ladder. I don't think we have one. Let's see what happens. How did Theo get in and out of here? How did he do it? I feel like I need a ladder. I don't want to get trapped in here. You know what, Furrnando? I'm going to try. I'm just going to jump in. There's no way I'm going to be able to get out when I get in. Do we have a ladder, guys? Nah, if I had to get out, I know I can. It will be difficult. But I could do it. I could like tread on the bucket. Oh, sorry, Furrnando. Let's just jump in. Let's just jump in and see what happens, guys. Let's just jump in. Oh my God. Oh, she's in. She's never getting out. Right, I think most of the debris has been pushed to this corner. But let's just make sure it is mega pushed there, and then we can mop it out. This is going to take forever because you can't use the pump because it's too shallow for the pump. Yeah, this is all the odd leaf, but mainly just water now. Oh, the smell. The smell, it's like halitosis. Damn. Okay. Okay. Let's get a mopping. Let's get a mopping. Is that a frog? Who's that? Random toothpick in here. Sure, I just saw something under the water. There's like... Okay, you're a little beetle. What are you? I don't know, I swear I saw a frog. Can't now, so let's just mop. Let's just mop. So the mopping is going really well. Bella's just started barking because there's a deer barking on the other side of the valley. It's not barking now, she started barking, but I don't know if you can even tell there's a difference, but there is. I think I've done maybe 6 buckets now, and it's not as slow as it looks like it might be. It honestly is just a case of just flapping the mop through and then just draining it into the bucket. I reckon I'll probably have this done within an hour. Hopefully anyway, because it's actually quite warm.
Her mind on fire, her faith in doubt, her spirit thirst in the desert drought. These promises too sweet to believe.
Oh, well, I did it. I did it. Check it out. All of the water is gone. But I have got to try and figure out how to get out. I forgot about that. I wonder if I can tread on this bucket upside down. We've made holes in it so it's not as strong. Oh man, I forgot about this. For the next stage. Oh, let's have a quick drink before this. It's probably gonna not go the way it should. Oh no, are you gonna be? Oh yeah, you'll be fine. I really hope this works. There's no way this bucket's gonna work. There's no way. I'm just gonna have to be speedy about it, you know. Ha! It worked! Okay, Okay, well that was nice. Nice and easy. Hey.
I am so stoked with what Bee did while I was gone. It was such a surprise coming back. I was like, it's ready to fill. She was already filling it. Amazing. And obviously, like, there's some dirt left. There's gonna be like, there's no way we can scrape this thing completely clean, but it'll be fine for what we need to do. And in a bucket down there, we have 10 koi, just acclimating to the water temperature. Pretty cold in here right now because fresh spring water, straight from the spring. And I'm gonna put this pump in the middle somewhere. So, well, it's like a filter and a pump. So this will just keep the water hopefully nice and moving. So I think I'm gonna put it around here. What do you reckon?
I reckon there's perfectly bang on in the centre. Okay, maybe not bang on in the centre, seeing as it's not. There we go.
There, yeah?
Yeah, that looks good to me.
Hopefully it doesn't fall over. Put the wire down like there.
Do you need me to plug it in?
Yes, please.
Where is it? Oh, got all the animals. Hi, Bella.
Oh, wow. It feels so much bigger in here than the pond.
It is kind of moving a bit.
Like, this is the same pump that was in a pond, in our pond. So I need to buy a new one now for the pond down there. But we saw these fish in the shop and we wanted to get them straight away.
Yeah,
so
like we weren't expecting to see koi. It was a
We've
surprise.
not seen any koi locally, so we're like, we'll get them. I can move that pump and then I can replace that pump because the other pond doesn't need a pump straight away, where this needs movement straight away because when it's sunny, obviously algae is going to build up. Hopefully I can keep this as clean as possible.
And they're going in here because it's unsafe to go in the lake with the otter.
Yeah, exactly. The otter will just eat them. So basically I want to grow the koi up to a nice size once the otter's been rehomed by the government agency.
We're in talks with the Environment Agency
Exactly.
to relocate the otters.
Hopefully they'll be willing to trap and move the otters to a new location, and then we can re-fence and we can get the big decent sized koi in there. It's going to be just beautiful seeing them in the lake, like all the different colours. It's nice to see the goldfish. So.
I'm really excited to see these koi go into this old swimming pool, which is now a koi pond, because they're so small. They're just, it's like being in the ocean.
So there are small ones.
Oh, they're hyped. They are ready.
And I'm going to buy, I'm in talks with a guy not too far away who can sell me some bigger koi for a pretty decent price. So I'm going to get a couple of A couple big ones as well. Not
Exciting.
massive,
Bigger.
but hopefully I can breed them in the future and create some really cool koi.
Yeah. Oh, off they go. They're like, what the hell? They're just staying by your feet. It's the only place to hide.
It's definitely a little bit bigger than where they were kept in the store.
I actually can't even see them. Like they're just
Try not
gone.
to stand on them. And over the coming week, I'm going to create some kind of structure in here for them as well. So they've got a few little hiding places. So these are the
bigger ones.
slightly bigger ones. And there's a beautiful one in there. It's really white.
There.
It's like a ghost.
Oh no,
really
that's
cool.
not
That's the one.
There it is, yeah.
Beautiful, yeah, there's some beautiful patterns. And there we have it. The experimental koi pond. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. We are going to have so many eventually. When we have a bigger male and female that can actually breed, I think like a couple years old, 3 years old or something that can start breeding. And then hopefully we can have loads of baby fry and grow them up in this tank, and then they can go in the lake and the pond.
Do you want to feed them?
Yeah, we could give them a little bit of feed.
We got them some special food. Can't believe we've become fish people. Wow, I say we, it's Theo.
Oh, fish are brilliant.
Never thought you'd be... This is such an adult thing, like a pond with fish in.
Can't even see it. They've all gone to one side.
Yeah, they're all lurking over. It's because they're scared of those things in the water.
The size of this fountain. What are those?
Goblin feet. Your best friend's there, the pretty one. Oh, Fernando, don't tread on my arm. Fernando hasn't spotted them. But that net's going to be going over once Theo's out.
Don't know how many you meant to.
I'd just do a handful because there's not many of them.
Right, they got some food to keep them going, and I'll do lots of research. I've already done lots of research, but I'll do lots of more research on feeding patterns and all of that kind of stuff coming into this. Well, we're in the spring now, coming into summer.
Fernando's really eager for the food.
They're all in the one corner.
Oh yeah. Fernando, excuse me.
So there we have it. The fountain is running. You can see, well, you should be able to see, the net is installed, so it's nice and safe from the heron that likes to visit. And down there, they're all scored up together. Obviously it's focusing on the net, but they seem to be just checking out the place. They got plenty more room here than where they came from. And hopefully this filter keeps it nice and clear. If you got any tips, let me know in the comments. So that is it. That is the end of this video. It's been a good one. They got a lot done, worked a lot of things out as well. I'm super excited for this whole lake fish clearance project. It's nice as well because obviously we live here and we look out on that lake. And soon it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So stay tuned for the next video. I've got an exciting thing that I'm going to build. You don't want to miss it. See you on the next one.